What is up, guys? My name is Sam. In today's video, I'm gonna come clean about how I did everything wrong with one of my tortoises. Stay tuned. So really, just to jump right into things, I'm gonna tell you guys how I grew this tortoise up, everything that I did wrong with it, or that I think I did wrong, and how he is doing today. So a little bit of story time. I'll throw in pictures where I can, but this was probably about 10 years ago now, I think. I don't even know at this point. Back in, I'd say 2013, 2014, I went to a reptile store that was local to me back when I lived in Orland Park, Illinois. And I bought a leopard tortoise out of the blue. Back then, I was a sophomore in high school. I'm 26 now, so it's been quite a few years already, crazy enough as it seems. But what I bought for this animal, I had him in a glass aquarium with sand, almost no humidity, and it really wasn't a big space. Now, obviously that's not the way you want to set up your tortoise. The reason I want to share this is to kind of educate others on mistakes that I've made, because when it comes to keeping reptiles, you're going to make mistakes. When it comes to keeping animals, you're going to make mistakes. It happens. But the most important thing is acknowledging those and trying to improve from those mistakes that you made. So I did the good diet with this animal, fed him lots of different grasses, greens, some good weeds, growth, all that good stuff. The diet was actually really good, but it was just the actual setup that was a concern. I had him on straight sand. Not really, it wasn't sand. It was that crushed up walnut crap that you can get from the pet store. Don't put your animals on that. I had him on that. I had him with almost zero humidity, which for those of you that don't know, to grow a smooth shell on a tortoise, you want to have a high humidity when they are young hatchlings and growing up from there. That humidity can decrease as they get older, but to get a nice smooth shell, which is what you want, you really want a nice humid enclosure. I didn't have that for this animal. So let's continue on through this story. So he's just, living with me, and then I end up going to college. He's gained a little bit of size, but not massive. And I get to college, and essentially I leave him at home for probably the first year. And I gave my mom care tips, and for what I consider were care tips, basically just changing out his water, checking on the lights, and feeding him. So I did all that, and then comes, I believe it was my sophomore year of college. The reason why I didn't take my tortoise with me to college is because in my freshman years, I lived in the dorms, and the dorms don't allow animals like that. So my sophomore year comes up, and I was in a fraternity, so I actually moved into a frat house. Woo! But with me living in a frat house, it gave me the opportunity to take some of my animals and bring them into my room and, throughout the house. So brought them in there, and I had them in the glass enclosure still. I think I actually upgraded to a little bit of a bigger one. But still, I had them in that glass enclosure, that damn glass enclosure. I'm starting to notice a little bit of pyramiding. That's obviously my fault because I'm not giving them the proper humidity. But, we go through that, and then I hit about my senior year of college. So this is 2020, the year of COVID. So yes, I was one of those lucky people who didn't get to walk stage 2020. I didn't really care, honestly, but it was just kind of crazy. I feel kind of thankful that I was in that class of people who just lived the good life, and then we had everything shut down because of COVID. I don't know why, it was weird. But whatever. So 2020 hits around, and my girlfriend and I decided we're staying another year in Illinois to basically just save up some money. And then I was actually getting a second degree. So my graduation year was technically 2021, but it was technically 2020 at the same time. But we stayed another year, and I moved into a different apartment on campus, kind of just right off the campus. But so essentially what I did was I got him into a different enclosure at this point, finally. At this point, I got him into an AV2 enclosure, which are those wooden enclosures. And if you guys actually use the link in my bio or the description of this video, there's actually a discount code for an enclosure that I used, which was a chicken run that you could use for tortoises. Really cool idea. So yeah, thank you AV Tubin for sponsoring me a while back. I'm gonna continue to push your guys' products because you guys are awesome. But I had them in an AV Tubin tortoise enclosure, and I got a whole new setup and everything for them. The humidity still wasn't really there, but I almost every day was just starting to mist them. And yeah, that's kind of what I did. After that, he's getting a little bit of size at this point, so I put him into a PVC enclosure, and the humidity really started to kick up a little bit, but he was actually getting pretty big at this point. But you know, I put him in there, and he's doing really well. He, you know, is eating. He's still doing. I've had this tortoise a long time now. Crazy enough, he's probably one of my oldest tortoises. Probably, yeah. I literally think the oldest tortoise that I own in my collection, and I grew him up essentially from a hatchling. Skip forward some time. He's in that PVC enclosure. We're living in Knoxville, Tennessee at that point, and then we moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee because I got a promotion at work, and then we get into our house, which is in May of last year. So May 2023, we bought our house. So I kept him in that PVC enclosure, but obviously it's getting small, and he is, you know, leopard tortoises, they need a lot of space. This is kind of something I'm still doing wrong to this day, is he's still in too small an enclosure for what he needs. Really, I wish I had a full outdoor setup, which I do put him outdoors in that AV Tubin outdoor enclosure that I put together, but he does mostly stay inside. Now, even though I don't do it, I'm an advocate for outdoor keeping. I should keep more of my animals outdoors. I'd like to do that, but it's just not really applicable at this time. You know, we have a lot of work that we got to do and all kinds of other crap. So, you know, at some point I would like to keep most of my animals outside that can be outside, but it's not something I can really do right now. But yeah, now we're in 2024, and essentially all I really did was got one of those kind of big waterland tubs, and that is his indoor setup. Like I said, I try to put him outside in the outdoor enclosure to get some natural lighting, that natural humidity, some plant life out there, but all nights at least, he does stay inside. So, I did a lot of things wrong with this animal. I regret it, obviously, but I also don't regret it because it's helped me to learn. From what I know, the animal is healthy, and weirdly enough, he has probably the smoothest shell out of any leopard tortoise I've ever seen. And there's people I know who grow these animals outside full time, where they get natural humidity, all that natural sunlight, whatever, and their shells are still bumpy. I don't know how this happened. It may be because I grew him slowly. I didn't overfeed him. It's hard to say. I don't know. But my leopard tortoise that was grown up indoors, has one of the smoothest shells. So let's take a look at him and see how he's doing today. All right, y'all. So this is his indoor setup. It is very boring. This is something I'm gonna be, you know, adjusting around so I can give him a little bit better things to do. But this is my animal. This is Juan Pablo. I know I sophomore year of high school was when The Bachelor was going on, and for some reason I decided to name him Juan Pablo. He is a male, but if you can tell, his scutes are very minimally raised for a leopard tortoise. I often see redfoots and leopards have horrible pyramiding. It looks a lot worse actually on video than how it is in real life, but the pyramiding is actually very minuscule, which is very weird. He's a shy animal, obviously. But, you know, look at how beautiful he is. He's this is basically a full-grown male. He's not the biggest, but he's doing great. And I've had this animal for a very long time. I don't plan on ever getting rid of him, ever, because I've had him for so long. But this is something that I grew up since I was a sophomore in high school, and he was just a tiny, tiny little hatchling. And now, you know, he's a nice, big, beautiful male. So he's very heavy, rock solid. He eats like crazy, you know, he does everything. He's just a normal tortoise doing his tortoise thing. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to share a story about one of my animals and some of the mistakes I've made, because, you know, we all make these mistakes and everything. I know I'm probably scaring him right now, but I'm very thankful that he turned out all right. He, like I said, you know, very healthy, rock solid shell, super heavy animal. He eats like crazy. He's like a lawnmower. You know, eventually my plan is I want to set him up in a nice, beautiful outdoor enclosure, because really he just deserves it. You know, this animal has been with me for a long time, and I hope he continues to stay with me for a long time. But you know, this is something that can attest to how long I've been keeping animals. Now I'm 26 and I got him, I think it was 10 years ago. So, you know, life is good. We're gonna continue to throw some updates in on here, but I thought I don't really share much about my leopard tortoise, so I kind of wanted to do that. And eventually I would like to get a female to basically have with him full time so that maybe they can end up breeding in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We will post some updates on him, and I will get an outdoor fully enclosed setup for him at some point one day. And when that happens, I'll take you guys along that journey. So thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.